I am J-Dog John Karshboom. When I left you, all we accomplished that day, that time, that video was just drilling a hole through the pot. So it's the start of this project. Now I'm going to show you what to do with the extra holes, how to fill up extra holes. And by the way, if you ever have holes in the pottery where it seeps through, this is another way that you can stop that seepage if you have water. So anyway, what we use is this product right here, this Fast Plug. It's by Drylok. It's called Fast Plug. It's a type of hydraulic cement. So I don't know if you can read that. You'll find this over in the paint section over at Home Depot. So it's a great product, just very, very easy. And what it essentially is just a type of concrete mix. And it is extremely powdery. This is stuff that you don't want to spill anywhere. It is just that very, very dry. And what you just do is on those two holes I have in the pot, I don't know if you want to get that picture there. See, I've got this hole right here, and I have this hole, and this is the hole that I drilled. So I'm going to plug up these two because we want to hold water. And then I'm going to look through, by the way, any other types of cracks I might have that I think might seep some water. Really, this is a real heavy Vietnamese pot, type of pottery, clay, that it probably won't seep through, but I'll just throw some on there anyway. So I take one little scoop of this guy and set it in a pot, and make sure you cover this guy because you get a little bit of moisture and it just ruins the whole thing. And what we're going to do is just do 2 or 3 of these guys. I'm just going to do 1 or 2. I'm going to do 3. Actually, the third one, I'm just going to hang tight. I'm going to stir this around, and oh shoot, here we go. This is way, way too watery. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering if I just did the opposite of what it should be. It says, sorry, it is 3. How many scoops of water did I just add? 2? Okay, I had 2 scoops. It's actually 1 scoop of water to 3 scoops of Drylok. So I have to add, let's see, so I have to add 2 more to make it a total of 6. Except I'm going to hang tight on this one. It becomes a really thick mixture. This is real. This is a real show. We make real mistakes. So I want to add a little bit more to make it just, I don't want to say the consistency of, how do I want to say this? Kind of like a really thick ice cream, maybe. Okay, I'm going to add just a little bit more here. So, now this is way more than I'm going to need for this, but just because I added too much water. So, kind of like this, just about this thickness here. Kind of like just a nice ice cream, should I say. Okay, so something like that. Yeah, just a little bit more. So, what you have to do on this guy is move fairly fast because it dries and hardens pretty quickly. So I got that nicely mixed up, and I'm going to put a board underneath the pot just to protect what I have underneath. I'm going to have so the holes line up over the board, and then what I'm going to do is just take this and scoop it right into the holes. Now, keep in mind too that this surface right here, this bottom surface, is where the pump is going to be sitting. So you want a nice flat surface for the pump as well. So you can put down some just so the pump is sitting on a nice even surface there. So I'm going to use the rest of this to help build kind of a platform for it. So it feels just kind of like I'm frosting a big gray cake. Something like that. Something like that. Now, it certainly isn't the prettiest of all things, but you generally won't see the bottom of your pot. So that's why you don't have to be that particular. Now on the sides, by the way, if you suspect that there's a spot there that might be leaking from it, certainly fill up any of the cracks that you think there might be. It just keeps from having to do that. Now, if you do find cracks later on, there's nothing to just empty out your pot and put down another layer of this. It's pretty easy. So just remember that it is it just dries pretty quick. So there we have it then. And I'm going to just use up all of this so we have a nice clean batch. So anyway, we're going to let that sit for a bit, and then we're going to come back to it, and then we're going to add in our hardware. So what we've done is just kind of made a little concrete cake mix, a concrete frosting mix, coated the bottom, filled up the holes, and then created a little platform, because sometimes pottery, you don't get that nice flat bottom. So we're going to do something like that. So there you have it. That is the that is the bulk of the show. Here is the quote for the day, and we're going to go on to this next part of the project, and then we're going to put up the pump and the stem, and then we're going to show off the magic. So coming up, here is the quote for the day. You can't do anything about the length of your life, but you can do something about its width and depth. Thank you very much, Shira Tehrani. That's the show, guys. Always live your passion.